What's up, guys? Oregon Dipper here. I'm going to talk about my first time dipping. I don't know if this really counts as dipping, but so I'm 24 now. When I was 14, I thought it'd be cool to try to dip. Well, this wasn't regular dip. It was beach nut, and everybody knows beach nut. It's kind of hardcore shit for a beginner, and anyway, my brother goes, "Yeah, as long as you don't tell mom, you can have some beach nut. Here you go. But you gotta make sure to be a real man, you gotta swallow that shit. You don't spit with beach nut." I'm like, "Really? I always noticed that you guys spit, And he's like, "No, no, no, not with beach nut. That's with fine chew. That's with like Copenhagen and stuff. You don't spit with beach nut. You swallow the juice." I was like, "Oh, alright, give her a try." And I said, "Alright, let's give her hell." And he hands me the bag, and I didn't know how much it takes, so I took this big old chunk, and its strings hanging out all over the place, and I packed the, because he's just put it in anywhere, so I packed, my gums were sticking out like that, and anybody who's chewed beech nut, you know how quick the juices, like, start to go in your mouth, and you're like, before you know it, you gotta spit, like, instantly. And I look at him, and I'm like, "Are you sure you're not supposed to swallow? You're supposed to swallow this stuff?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're supposed to swallow it. That's what you're supposed to do." And I'm like, "Oh, alright." So I just swallow it, and I was like, "Damn, that burns really bad, and it's supposed to do that?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, it'll settle down in a couple of minutes, swallow a little bit more, and you won't even feel it." I'm like, "Alright," and I remember we were putting in fence posts for the cow pasture, and I had to hold the fence post while he was lining up the post hole digger. And 2-3 minutes later, I started to get this tingle in my throat, and I'm like, "Hey, Jason, are you sure you're supposed to swallow this?" And my gosh, my mouth is full, He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Well, again, I take a big old fucking mouthful of that, swallow it, and so I'm on like number 3 of a full gulp of beech nut juice going down my throat. Just felt like a hot tamale going down into my stomach. And then next thing I know, I'm holding the post, this metal fence post, and my hand just shaking. He's like, "Whoa, what's wrong?" Like, looking back, I mean, that asshole knew exactly what was gonna happen. And so I'm holding this fence post. I'm trying to hold it straight, and I'm just like, I'm on one big time. It's like I took a handful of Adderall or something. I was just shaking so bad I couldn't even keep my hands straight. And I'm like, "Man, this is burning. This is burning." He goes, "No, to be a real man, you got to keep it in there at least 10 minutes. At least. This is like 5 to 6 minutes in, and I was ready to bow out. I was ready to call it quits. And no, I had to show up. I'm a man. I can do it. Well, I get to about the 7 minute mark, and I get to my 4th or 5th mouthful of juice, and I'm thinking about swallowing it, and I just couldn't do it. And spit out the juice, and he goes, "Oh, you're not a man. You might as well just spit it out. I'm never giving you a chew again." So anyway, I spit it out, and we've got that one fence post in, and it wasn't 2 minutes later, my stomach started to churn, and I don't think in my entire life at 14 years old that I had puked the way I puked up that beech nut juice. It was the worst. It was not, I can't even, words don't even describe it. It felt like twice as bad coming up as it did going down. And oh my god, I don't think I couldn't even stand the smell of beach nut or dip of any kind, any sort for probably till I was about 16, but a good 2 years. So that was my beach nut experience. So anybody out there who gets the joke like I did, and you're whoever gives you the dip, when you're underage and says you got to swallow the juice, tell them to stick it. Because I learned the hard way, you don't swallow the juice. Well, I'm a guy, I'm not a swallower, period. So, especially beech nut juice. But, yeah, it was some nasty shit. But now I can stand beech nut. It's actually pretty good. But here in Oregon, I think one pouch of beech nut or Red Man's like $14.95 or something. So, I'm not a millionaire. So, beech nut ain't really happening. Bella, come here. Come here, Bella. There's Bella back there. Hey, what are you doing? Fat chocolate lab. So, yeah, beech nut. It's good stuff. Just don't swallow the juice because you're gonna learn the hard way. It doesn't mix. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just bored. Nothing to do. Just got off work. It's a nice day, but gotta work again tomorrow. But I just figured I would share my first ever dip experience, and I'm sure there's people out there who have been told the same thing. You gotta swallow it, and yeah, I swallowed it, and never again. So, anyway, now I can chew beech nut just fine, but I just really can't afford to buy it. Kind of sucks. Beech nuts are actually really good. I like it a lot, but $14 a bag. I don't know how much you guys pay down south or like Tennessee or like tobacco, you know, country or whatever where they grow that shit, but around here, yeah, it's pretty expensive. So anyway, beech nuts kind of one of those things I'll get on occasion, but yeah, that's about it. So let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Kind of new at this whole thing, so your feedback means a lot. So just drop a comment and I'll get you back. Alright guys, Oregon Dipper out.